Hi guys, this is Akshay from StackMantle team. Welcome to the second video of AWS. In this video, we'll learn how to create an AWS EC2 instance. Okay, so let's get started. So before creating your instance, you need to have an AWS account. So I'm assuming that you already have a AWS account. Okay, so you just need to log into your console. So I'll provide the console link in the description below, but here's how to find it easily. You can go to Google and type AWS console login. And then you'll get the very first link where it shows AWS Amazon console. Just click on it. I already have an account of AWS, so I'll directly log into it. So what I'll do is this is section here already have an account, right? Sign in. So if you don't have an account, you can create a free account as per your requirement. So I already have an account. I'll do sign in. Okay, so there are two sign-in methods. Okay, one is the very root user. Okay, root user means the admin, the super admin user. Okay, which you have created using your default credentials. And IM user is a user which is created as a sub-user by the main user. It's just like WordPress or any other website. You have a super admin, then if you want to have an access to the inside data, you'll create a sub user with some access default privileges or defined privileges. So you would be a root user here, so you just select your login credentials. So once you have the login credentials correct, you'll be logged into your account. Okay, so you'll have a console something like this, okay, which you can see on the screen. So, basically while creating an EC2 instance, you should make sure that you have the, region, your nearest region. So as I'm located in Nagpur or in Maharashtra region, so, Mumbai is something nearby to me. Or if you're in India, you can select Mumbai. Right, or if you're targeting the website to be in some of these another regions, you can select it accordingly. Okay, so for me, Mumbai is good because the application that I'm hosting would be targeted for Indian users. Okay, so I'll use the Mumbai, Mumbai region. So to create an instance, you can see that there are a list of services available over here, right? Correct. So correct. This is the one that we are going to use, the EC2 one, compute section. If you do not find an EC2 option over here, you can just, go click on the search icon and click type EC2 here. You'll get the very first option, right? So by default, it is present over here on the screen on the all services section, the compute. Okay, so I'll create on EC2. This is the EC2 dashboard, something that I'll be getting it over here. Okay, so as you can see that I do not have any instance created, right? So if I click on the instances thing, it will load me to a dashboard where it will list down all of my instances. So as you can see that you do not have any instances in this region. Maybe you might have created an instance in some other region. You can select that, right? So it would list you the instances as per your region. So we do not have an instance. So what we are going to do is we are going to launch an instance. Okay, so you can now the question would be like, hey, what is an instance over here, Akshay? So it's you can assume that an instance is like your home. In our previous video, I told you like AWS provides you a dedicated server, right? You can assume that instance is as your dedicated server. It's like your home. You're creating a home with specified configuration so that you can make the applications work as per you, correct? So when you want to create an instance, you'll once you click the EC2 option, you'll be coming on this page. Okay, so you'll have to launch the instance. Okay, so I'll click on launch instance. There would be a lot of options over here, which kind of instance you want to create and as per your configuration or something like that. Okay, so my requirement over here is I want to host a normal PHP application with MySQL or MongoDB and things like that. Basically, I want to set up a LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP environment. So I don't need a very high configuration like Windows or something like that. Even Ubuntu is completely fine with me. So I'll scroll down a bit and then I'll come for the Ubuntu server here. So as I said that AWS provides free tier for a year, right? So make sure that whatever you're selecting has free tier label over here. Some of them do not have free tier level, as you can see here, right? These do not have free tier. So for easy understanding and filtration, you can click the free tier only option over here. So whatever the instances that you can create and which are eligible for free tier would be listed down over here. Okay, so yeah, this is very okay for me. If I want, I can also select the version 16.1, but since that there's a latest version available, so we'll switch to the latest version over here, right? A hybrid virtual machine. So yeah, I'll select the architecture. If I want 64-bit into 86, which would support 68 and 86 both, or you just want 64 version. So my recommendation would be you select it as per your needs. Okay, so for me this configuration is okay with 64 and into brackets 86. So I'll select this. Okay, after that you will have a lot of options over here. So you can see that only one option would be eligible here for free tier, which says T2.micro free tier eligible, right? So yeah, it's by default selected. Okay, if you move forward with some other instances or types, it would be like you'll be charged based on the memory occupation, the resource allocation, and the standards defined by the AWS. Okay, so we'll have to make sure that we as we are moving to free tier, so we should select all the free tier options. So yeah, I'll go with next configuration instance. Okay, so number of instances, it would be only one. Make sure that it is not more than one, because instance money is calculated as per every hour of usage. So if you create one default instance, it would be free for 1 month or every 30-31 days. If you create 2 instances, that amount would be into half. So you will be charged for free for first 15 days for both the instances, but then you will be charged for upcoming 15 days for both the instances. Okay, so you need to choose it accordingly. Just keep the options as it is over here. Okay, do not touch this. So if you want to configure it as per your requirements, you can configure this section as well. Okay, so we'll go to the storage section. Okay, so you can see that 8 GB is by default over here. Okay, you can see the volume size you must be greater than 0 and must be at least 4 GB in size. Okay, so 8 GB is something that won't be sufficed for me. Okay, if you see here, you can see this. Free tier customers can get up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose storage. Okay, so maximum 30 GB you can select. If you want more than 30 GB, then that's something you will have to pay from your pocket. So I'll go with 30 GB max. Okay, taking to a fact that I'll have a lot of images stored on my server. I don't want to be stored them on some other server. If you want encryption for this, you can select the encryption for your your storage. So basically you can say that this is your hard disk. Okay, you're selecting a hard disk, you're selecting the hard disk size and the type of the hard disk. Okay, so yeah, I'll go to the add tag section. If you want to add a tag for your instance, to make it definable or make it easily accessible for you, so you can add it. So we actually do not need it over here. Okay, so this is a security group. Okay, so security group in the sense, if you want to access your instance via SSH, or you want other people to access it via HTTP or HTTPS, right, you can select it from here. So I want it to be accessible with HTTP, and also I want it accessible with HTTPS. Okay, so I'll just type HTTPS and yeah, HTTPS. So this rules are automatically set over here. So this rule means it would be allowed from everywhere, right? So specifically for SSH, it is recommended that you give a specified IP address, which it would be accessible only from there and not from everywhere else. Okay, but yeah, so but if you think that you don't need this, you're going to have that key and the SSH file with you, so you do not need to create do not need to provide the additional details over here. Okay, so you can name the security group over here. I'll say that security group like default, or you can say security group 1, and you can add description over here. So yeah, that's something you should take care of. So you can see your warning over rules which shows allow all IP address access instance. Okay, so you make sure that if your website is private, you need to provide those specific rules, but if your website is entirely public, like an e-commerce or a blog or something like that, you should make sure that it has access to everybody. Yeah, in SSH, as I told you, if you are concerned about it, you can give a default IP access. So everything is good for me. You can review and launch. Okay, so it would show you all the details. What is your instance type? What is your security groups over here? Okay, so yeah, this is something a bit of funny when the AWS your security group is open to all the world. It seems a bit of a sarcastic way, if you take it in consideration of a meme. So yeah, it depends on you, how do you want to do it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm okay with all the things. I'll see the instance details over here. I'll see the storage details. Okay, by default it has 1 GB RAM. If you want to increase this, you can increase it later on. Okay, so I'll launch this. Okay, so it's while creating an instance, okay, you just do not create it on Amazon or AWS or keep it on cloud. You also have to make sure that you have access through SSH, because most of the times when you install packages or you install something, the SSH access is required. So what I'm gonna do is I'll be choosing a existing pair if I already have one. Okay, but if I don't have one, I'll say create a new pair, and I'll rename it anything. I can say as I'll put my default key pair name that I want to create it for my work. So yeah, this is default, and immediately after creating it, you should make sure that you should download the key pair. Okay, so yeah, make sure you do not lose it, because once you lose it, it's gonna cause a lot of havoc. Okay, you cannot access your data, you cannot install packages, then you'll have to do a workaround of creating a new key pair, then detaching your old hard disk and attaching it to a new one, and so that's kind of a lot of work. So make sure that it is secure. You upload it on your G drive or an encrypted drive or something like that. Just make sure that you do not lose it. Okay, so after I've downloaded, you can see that I got this launch instances or instance option. So I'll click on it, and it would start creating my instance with specific configurations. You can see that your instance is now launching, correct? So yeah, I can go is I can click on view instances on bottom right. Okay, earlier when I was coming over here, it used to show me that no instance for this region. Right now it is showing that I have some instance ID. Then you can give your instance name as identifiable, which says, let's say if you have it for your e-commerce or your blog. So I can say we actually have a blog. So what I'll do is I'll say StackMantle blog. If I want to create a CDN instance, I'll create a CDN StackMantle and things like that. Okay, so it says that the instance state is running and there are no alarms, everything is okay, correct? So yeah, you can see the instance details over here. Now if you want to access your instance, okay, you can open this address, and then I'll just it shows nothing over here for now. Okay, instances over here. Okay, I'll click on instances, and then I'll just wait for some time, and okay, it shows no instance over here. Okay, kind of a bit weird. Okay, it seems like I have opened a page inside a page, so that caused it. AWS should work on this. Or maybe it's a feature. Okay, so I can see that I have one security group that we created. I have one hard disk attached. I have one key pair that we downloaded. I have one instance running. Okay, so this is one instance that I'll have. Okay, so yeah, when I click on this instance, okay, I'll see that what is this public address, what is this private address. Okay, you can access the instance via this public IP, or you can access this via the IP address as well. Okay, so yeah, this is the URL. Okay, currently I don't have anything set up, so by default it would show this site can't be reached. Okay, once you set up a LAMP environment or your application or something like that, your application would start to show the results like that, right? So yeah, so this I have created for working working on a PHP project, or I or something like that. If you want to create, you have to make sure that you select the instance type as per your needs. Okay, and you have to make sure that to achieve the free tier options and what do we say, free tier advantages, you should make sure that you select the t2.micro instance type, which is a free tier eligible, and make sure that all the parameters that they're providing step by step are in compliance with the free tier version. Yeah, so that should not be an issue for you then, or else you'll be billed on per hour and per month and something like that. So I did this mistake when I was creating the EC2. I was very new to Amazon at that time, about a year ago. So I created it and I ended up with a lack of bill for 1 month. It was like, wow. I directly terminated the instance, and then I wrote to Amazon that it was by mistake. I was doing trials and errors. So it was like, okay, we can work around this time, but next time it would be on chargeable basis. So yeah, they waived it. And it was quite a relief for me. So yeah, that was all, guys. So this is how you create an EC2 instance and make sure it works. Okay, in next video we'll see how to set up a LAMP environment so that you can see your instance running live. Okay, so make sure if you like this video or you found it informative, make sure you share it with your friends. You like the videos. If you have any doubts or you loved it, make sure you leave a comment so that when other users come, they think that this is meaningful content for them. Yeah, so yeah, that's all, guys. That's all. That's all. So yeah, let us know your experiences while creating the instance. Okay, so we'll catch you up in the next video. Thank you.